everybody, welcome to Tuesdays at 1. I'm Christy, and today we're going to be making the cotton stems. So you are going to need some construction paper, cardstock would also work, and I used the kind of a darker brown, and you can also will need a light brown. I used actually a paper bag, or you can use light brown cardstock, whatever you need. If you have a kit, you would have received a template to be able to cut out of your cardstock. I drew on there, I don't know if you guys can see that. Basically the shape is going to be this, and this is going to be your pod for your cotton stem. And of course your cotton balls. You can use jumbo, you can use regular, and I'll show you here what we're going to do with that. And you will also need a stick from your yard. The stick, I will have to tell you, you want to try to keep the little nubs on there, so that's what you can attach your cotton ball to. So let's get started so I can show you. You're going to need some scissors, your hot glue gun, some glue sticks is all you're going to need for this. So the cotton stems, I love them. The cotton branches, and I went on vacation several years back and we all wanted one. Those things are very expensive. So I'm in my head thinking, moving forward now, we did buy some, but honestly I was thinking, I want ice cream later that day. Do I want to spend all my money on cotton branches or only a couple branches and I can still have my ice cream? The belly one, we got our ice cream. So I decided I needed to put some together to make it for my house. I wanted more than just the two, but I didn't want to buy them again. So this is basically what we're going to be making today. And this is the nub that I was talking about. You want to make sure you try to get some with this. These sticks were down in the basement of Town Hall. They don't really have very many nubs, so I wanted to make sure I found one because this will make it easier for you to attach. But this is basically the cotton stems that we're going to be making today. So first thing first, cut out your template. Like I said, you guys will have bright yellow ones. Cut that out. It will look like this. You need to make sure that you have enough dark brown, and on your brown paper bag that you've been provided, trace it on there, and you will then have your light brown. So you see how after you cut it out, crinkle it up. You just want to sit there and actually crinkle it up. So it makes it look like a little bit worn. Be careful when you unravel it though, because sometimes the little branch part will come off. It'll rip, and that's not a good thing. So now you can kind of see it looks a little bit more weathered. I hope you can kind of see that. If you have nubs on your branches, you want to make sure that you put a hole in yours. And the hole is basically, if you guys can see this, you take it and you're going to put this on there. And see how it's going to stay after you get the cotton ball. And then you want to do it to your light brown one. After you crinkle this up, unfold it, you want to make sure your hole is in place. So when you actually go to put it on with your cotton ball attached, it will go on easily. Now, there's two ways to do this. It depends on if you want your light brown on top or your dark brown. I prefer the dark brown on mine. And I do kind of twist mine a little bit so when it folds up, you can still see both collars. And again, that's what that looks like. You can still see the both colors on it. So take your template, cut them out, crinkle up your paper. If you need a hole, put a hole in it. And if you don't, like on the other ones where mine doesn't have one, I just glued it to the stick. Take your glue gun, put just a tiny little bit of glue, not in the exact hole where you just pushed, and line it up a little bit how you want it. Do not put your glue in the hole again. And that's it. So now these two are attached. I have found that sometimes if you take a pencil and roll up on it, it gives it kind of a nice edge. Again, this is kind of a personal preference, just so it's not sticking out like a flower leaf, because usually these cotton balls, they kind of curl up around the cotton. If you're using cardstock, it is a little bit more sturdy and it's going to hold your cotton ball tighter. So if you see here on this top one how loose it is, that's okay because when they burst open, that's the way a natural branch looks anyway. And the bottom one you can see is a little bit more tight. That's because when I put this, I creased it. So you have your edges. So this one's just where I glued it. I take it at the bottom and I give it a little fold. So it kind of has like a little crease here at the bottom. Again, if you're using cardstock, that's going to really help you. If you're using paper just like me, the crease is still there. You can see that little crease, like a box. That will help. Now with the cotton ball, depending on what size you have, I took 2 cotton balls and you glue them together. Once they're glued together, I actually took 3. You can kind of see there's the 1, 2, and 3 cotton balls. They're glued together. You want to take that and you're going to put it in the center. Now this is where it's going to be up to you. Do you want it to be tight or do you want it to be loose? If you want it to be loose, you just simply take some glue and stick it right in there. Put some glue on each one of these little tabs and kind of hold it up in place. Be careful because the glue gun is hot, so you might want to put some pencil or something to hold that in place. If you want it to be pulled tight, take a little bit of glue on the flap and press and hold it up tighter as you go, and then hold it second for it to get hard, and do that all over. That's what's going to give you this tight look versus the loose look. I want both, so it just depends on what you guys like. So you just take it, put some glue right in the center, and put your cotton ball down. Decide which one you want your up, and just kind of press it and be patient. And you can see now that it's together, how open it is. That's when you really have to go and get close to the base. Put a little bit of glue. I'm going to pull this one up a little bit and hold it in place. And you want to keep doing that until you get yours up as high as you want to go. And the glue is hot, so be careful. You want to do that all the way around with your cotton ball. You can see we're still working on it. And do your other side. And last. Anybody who knows me knows I'll pretty much sacrifice what I need to do to get the ice cream at the end of the day. So making these is actually pretty fun and inexpensive. I mean, really, a cotton ball, a stick from your yard, and brown paper bag, or construction paper from the dollar store, cardstock, whatever you have. So this is the other pod, and it really does look like the real thing. And this is the one that I was going to put on the nub. So I'm going to take it, since the cotton ball has been put in place, make sure. I don't know which you guys are going to find easier to work with, the nubs or no nubs. I don't really know. It's up to you. Put a good amount of glue. And I'm going to hold it in place. Hopefully everybody gets a chance to see an actual cotton field, because they're absolutely gorgeous. And there you go. There's the other one on there. So when you get home, well, actually you guys are home, not me. If you make about 5 or 6 of these, you can lay them flat into a basket. You can put them in a vase. But this truly looks like what a cotton branch would look like. And very inexpensive. So continue to make as much as you guys want. Have fun with it. Be creative. If you want to go ahead and put a little bit of stain, you can a little bit, but not on the actual white, because cotton is white, people. So we don't want to dirty up the cotton. But if you want to go ahead and put a little bit around the bottom, sometimes that actually gets a little bit of a brown tinge on it when they're actually growing. But otherwise, have fun, enjoy this inexpensive craft, and please send me some end results to show me how you guys display these at your house. See Duckworth, DUCKWORTH, at groveport.org. Let me see how you guys are going to use these cotton stems. Thanks for joining me for Tuesdays at 1, and I will see you next week. Be creative.